Welcome to Health Matters, a program featuring healthcare professionals teaching you how to take charge of your well-being and to let you know that God wants you to be healthy. Let's join the discussion now. God bless you.
Hello viewers, welcome to Health Matters. Once again, I have with me our bishop. You well know him. He's been with us for some months now. We know he's a health consultant. He's an intercessor. He's a general overseer. But what I don't think you know that I just discovered is a prince from Badagry. He's a man that believes that believers should live in good health and, that we have all it takes to live a good health. And we are with him again today. Welcome, Bishop Ajose. You are welcome to Health Matters.
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring our invitation once again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, viewers, we have a topic. I always try to bring you topics that I believe you'll be interested in, topics that is affecting us. You hear people talk these days, they say, I'm stressed. Even young people are saying the same thing. They'll say they are stressed. And you are wondering, what is causing this stress? What is the issue? Say, I'm stressed out. So we want to discuss it extensively and what are the solutions? What are the causes? How can we prevent it as believers? So, sir, let's start off with what is stress actually? What is stress?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Viewers, you are welcome once again to Health Matters. Before we start off, I want you to know that nothing we discuss here replaces you consulting your medical practitioner or seeking medical advice.
Yes.
So what you do here is to give you knowledge and information how you can better your health. And it's not a substitute for your medication or for whatever you are doing. We are required to let you know this by the law. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So we're talking about the World Health Organization define stress as a state of worry or mental tension that is caused by a difficult situation. And also when you go through a difficult situation or a challenge in your life or unexpected situation, of course stress can come. And also, but a lot of people have taken stress in a negative way. I want to let you know that a bit of stress is good. In fact, low level of stress is bad for anyone. I know. And so we want to let us know that stress is also a natural response of the body system to a challenge, to an event that triggers a fight or flight situation in our life.
Thank you so much, sir. You said a state of worry
Yes.
and difficult situation. But you just mentioned something now, and I want you to clarify.
Okay.
You said it's not good not to have even a bit of stress, what we call low stress. What does that mean? What is low stress?
Okay. Scientifically, it has been really proven that the body needs stress to function or for us to do some optimal thing to make us active. So stress has been categorized on a scale of 0 to 100.
Okay.
So if you have on the scale of let's say 0 to 21 is a very, very low scale. You may be coming down either with a medical condition or physiological state of the body that is not good. If it means your ability to respond to urgent situations is low.
Very low, okay.
And that's bad for...
It's like your drive.
Yes, and that's bad for anybody.
Nobody.
But from a scale of 21 to, let's say, 51 or 52 is medium and is ideal for
everybody to have that.
And even up to 65. But anything above that is chronic.
It's chronic.
Which means there is so much exertion in your body. You are going through stress you cannot manage through 1, 2, or 3 of the types of stress.
What are those causes of stress? What are the things that causes that one that is 65 to 100? I think that is where we have issues.
You see, on this scale, it is not permanent.
Okay,
No one can be permanently on one scale. So it depends on the situation and how you are responding to that situation or managing that situation. For example, now, scientifically, we have 3 types of stress
Okay, sir.
and 3 categories.
Okay.
So the first one is acute stress. And acute stress is nothing serious, but is a way of the body responding to an immediate either stress or challenge, both emotional or physical, that will prompt you to respond immediately. So in acute stress, hormones are released to help you either to fight or to flight, to again a flight situation. And so the acute comes like part of
Everyday life. Okay.
Maybe you just had a bad news now, somebody you love just died or there was arrested or something, But in acute stress, your stress level must return to normal after some time.
Okay.
It must restore to normal, come back to normal state. Maybe after somebody had a bad news, after some time, they pacify the person, or they tell the person it's okay, or the person try to bring him or herself under emotional control. So that he will not even injure himself or herself. So at that stage, the body system comes down.
Goes back.
And it goes back. Then there's what we call the episodic acute stress.
Okay.
Episodic acute stress is a stress, that happens periodically to people. People that are exposed to certain, certain form of stress day in, day out. Like people who are in the front line of, for example, now during the pandemic, a lot of health workers who were in the front line, they were not sure whether they will
survive it or not.
Or whatever. So they are under constant fear and constant stress. So it happens like that, or maybe people who are exposed to certain, form of danger all the time.
Soldiers at the war front.
Soldiers at the war front. They don't know when, something can come back. So that is episodic, and that is just also for a prolonged, for example, now after the epidemic, everything went to normal. These people can now live their normal life. And also after a war, maybe you leave the war front or battlefront, you are
come back home,
and it comes back, to normal. And then the third one is the chronic stress. And also in chronic stress is somebody under constant fear all the time, constant stress all the time. And this is a very dangerous type of stress anybody can go through. It brings depression, like somebody who is in an unhealthy family situation, like your spouse is always battering you all the time. You don't even know when, you don't even want to go home, and all that. For example, now there are so many high-flying people, seemingly successful people. When they close they make sure they close later to work. From there, they go to club. From club, they now go home when the family is asleep. And before they wake up, they've gone out again. You know why? Because they are trying to avoid stress. The home is no longer
conducive for them.
And also, they are trying a lot to avoid to manage stress, And so when you are in a constant, in an environment of constant battering, constant worry, it creates chronic stress. That if not managed well, it can lead into a mental state of mind, a deranged mental state of mind, or it can lead to other physiological system of your body, going haywire.
Thank you, sir. Viewers, I want us to take these things one by one. We've been told now that there are 3 types of stress. There's the acute stress, there's the episodic acute stress, and then there's the chronic stress. Like Bishop said, we all have to go through a level of stress to keep us at our optimum. So I want us to know now, from this moment that when you say you are stressed, what type of stress actually? Is it the normal one that we go through at work that actually is what is energizing us? That one is, because we always come back to normal. It's normal for us to have at least a bit of stress. We should not live below that stress measure that he has spoken about. But there's one now that he has mentioned, and that's the last one, the chronic stress. That constant fear. Sir, this one, how can we avoid it? You have told us, in your talking now, you have talked about the causes.
Yes.
A home that is not conducive, a traumatic home, you are being abused, or even it could be at your place of work.
Exactly.
It's not, everything is not just home. It could be it may be work that you don't like doing, but you are forced to do it, and you're being abused at it. So what do we do in a situation? Because a lot of people are being stressed right now, sir.
Yes.
Because that's the truth of the matter. What can be done so it does not lead to mental problem?
The bad thing about chronic stress is
Yes, sir.
that it worsens existing or pre-existing health condition. For example, now somebody is diabetic or is hypertensive and is going through chronic something. It worsens that situation, number one. Then number two, it causes depression. Some of them may take to alcoholism.
Yes,
some of them will
drugs.
start, smoking and all that, and use other substances. So
what can we do now?
They go through that. One of the things I want to advise people is that, you see, you need to live your life for yourself, not for others. You must learn that. You need to live your life for yourself and not for others. Number two, nothing about you is without you. Nothing about you is without you. Let me just explain. For example, now, if you are going through, you have the choice. For example, now somebody is going through a marriage that is constantly going through battering and all those things. And the pastors, for example, will advise you, say you have to stay there until you die. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't find way in scriptures. In fact, the Bible says it's better to dwell in the wilderness or on the rooftop, 2 times in the Bible was mentioned, than to stay with an angry and contentious woman.
Yes.
So if your home, has become a torment,
a battlefield,
and you have pre-existing condition, then you may have to step aside. We are not talking about divorce.
Divorce, yes.
Because if you die in that situation, either the man or the woman will look for another person to marry. So the most important thing is that even your pre-existing condition may worsen, that you may not even have anybody to take care of. For example, now, if you are going through normal stress or episodic stress,
yes, sir,
or any normal stress, the first thing stress does is to increase the production of cortisol. So it's a hormone that makes you in a situation to want to either run away or fight. So some people who are gentle by nature, you see them fighting because they have to survive. In the process, they can take a bottle and break the head of the spouse or take a knife. You understand? So in that situation, because they have to survive. So the cortisol asks you better save your life now or you die or run away. So if the person has locked the room, you cannot run away. Then you have to.
So you look for a means.
And for somebody for example, somebody that is diabetic and is going through that kind of stress, cortisol increases the level of glucose being released in the body. Because your body at that time needs energy. So it will shut down non-essential things like your digestive system, your reproductive system, to give you more energy to your muscles so that you can fight or fly. You understand?
And that's dangerous for you at that time.
If, as a diabetic person, your glucose level is now increased. So that signals a lot of crisis for you.
Could lead to heart attack.
So that's a hormonal aspect of it. So that is why you see that in some situations the person may just either drop dead or faint or do something. Because the hormone has to be secreted anyway, And that is why when cortisol is, released, another hormone called adrenaline
Yes.
So adrenaline also increases, the muscle tension. How your body begin to react. So you see somebody who is gentle before having
wanting to fight
because of that stress release, of whatever, and it's shut down. Nobody in that situation is really hungry or want to eat. Why? Because the hormone will shut down. They're not
all those feelings.
System shut it down. You understand? Your reproductive system, nobody wants to be sexually aroused when you are in danger. Why? It's because the hormone will shut down all those things and tell the brain this is where energy must go. This is where glucose must go. You understand? And one of the danger of that is that if it continues, it breaks down your immune system. Because once the digestive system, and it has been scientifically proven that it affects the intestinal well-being. And you know that at least 60 to 70% of our immune system is located in the gut. Our intestinal system, alimentary canal and all that. So if that is affected, the immune system breaks down. And when the immune system breaks down, all sorts of diseases
now start flowing in.
So even after something has gone, the stress,
you have opened up yourself.
It has opened you up, and your gut can no longer. So if the immune system is broken down, all sorts of things come in.
Thank you
stress
so much.
can lead to a wider range of consequences than we can imagine.
Thank you so much, sir. You said so many things, and I want us to just, when we have you here like this, we want to take as much as we can. And it's because I know that viewers, the issue of stress is something that I want every believer to be able to manage properly. You've talked about episodic now. You said we should live our lives, live your life for yourself, not for others. And nothing about you that you think it can also exist without you.
No, nothing about you is without
you.
That is, you yourself must be involved in what concerns you. You must be intentional about your life.
Okay.
And also, there is nothing God will bring to you around you, or anybody will be around you. It's either you cooperate with that thing or you reject that thing. And somebody said to cooperate passively with an unjust system makes the oppressed as evil as the oppressor. And also, if you are cooperating with something that will give you stress, then you are not better than that in giving you stress. So you are not, weak. You have the ability to determine whether I'm cooperating with this thing or not.
This object that is giving me stress.
Stress.
Do I want to avoid it?
Do I want to avoid it? Yeah, our Bible says, as much as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. What can you do to maintain peace? They want to cause issues in your life, but what can you do as much as it depends on you? So we always say that, it's law of as the Newton law of motion says, action and reaction are equal and opposite. So how I respond to the action that is common to me will determine how the whole thing will go. And also, you have in your life the ability to walk away from stress.
You have that choice.
You can it. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. At the end of the day, it's about you. And nothing about you is without you. So you are not helpless.
Thank you so much.
You are not
nothing about you that is without you. You have to
God,
take the bull by the horn.
God wants to do in your life. God will come to you first and tell, like a lot of people, in church, a lot of believers go through certain stress.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because a prophet in the church or somebody will just go and have a revelation about you, so I'm going to die.
I saw blood on the road.
Or if you go, don't bring money or something, things will happen. You have created stress for that person. Somebody who is not looking for how to feed his family, they have to go and borrow money now so that he will not die or so that he can make money. You have created stress for that person. You understand? Why? Because we have people who do not know that nothing about them is good. Before, if God wants to do anything in your life, God will, even if a prophet is telling you, God will have given you a confirmation. You understand? That whatever the prophet is saying, Bible says the spirits bear witness with my spirit.
Yes.
You see, Holy Spirit is a spirit that bears witness.
Yes, sir.
So there is nothing you come and tell me God said it, that I will not be able to, I will have peace in my spirit that I should do this. It's not something you say, if I don't do it now, my generation will die or something will happen. It's not of God. And also we have had this kind of, so that is why believers go through so much stress because of religious brainwashing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
In our attempt to just exact something from them and all that. People will give willingly to God if they have seen testimony, if God ministered to them to even give, even they don't have testimony and all that. But even if God asks you to ask them, you want to tell them, if they lie, let them give, they don't know. God can save by many, He can save by few. But when you add this as a stress to them, things begin to happen. And you don't want people to go through that. So, you see, believers themselves give themselves stress. They have come to see a pastor, he has prayed with you, they leave this one, go to another mountain. One day,
shopping for church up and down.
About around year 2005.
Yes, sir.
I just finished my own vigil,
Yes.
and I was sleeping. Then this woman came around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m.
That early.
Early. What is the problem? He said she was just coming from RCCG Holy Ghost Night.
Okay.
From there, he crossed to Palmosy here at MFM.
Close to one another.
To my own house. I said, which God are you looking for? God, I have not found on the RCG camp. MFM,
At Mountain of Fire.
I said, please, sir, I want to sleep. Let me go. You understand? You see, so a lot of people put stress upon themselves because their faith is not in God. Their faith is in themselves or in their ability of man.
Their works.
So we need to train people these things. No man can receive anything unless it's given to him from above. It's from God, and it's by His mercy. You can't force God to do what He doesn't want to give you. So that's one of the things that cause stress to the believer. I've seen a lot of believers and intercessors when they come. I'll tell you, did you tell your pastor? I can't tell my pastor. You see, so when you have a level that the sheep does not have access to the shepherd, that's a serious matter. You understand? Because those people have become like God to them. In fact, they find it easier to talk to God than to talk to the pastor. So it's one of the things causing stress in homes, in families. Disunity. For example, now the husband is going to this church, the wife is also going to another. The children are going to that church. All of them are receiving different things in the same house. But Jesus Christ said, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So different doctrine, because each church has its own church doctrine.
So definitely contention will come.
So you see stress coming in is because we have not been able to manage or understand God. The another area I want to talk about is when we are talking about stress. I talk about three types. But I want to talk about three categories now.
Okay, sir.
We have the psychological, the physical, and the emotional. The psychological, the physical, and the emotional categories of stress.
Okay, sir.
I know. So when we are talking about physical, it just has to do with like the same thing. It has to do with our reaction to physical things around us. You understand? So for example, now you walk into a place, you only think in your mind that this place may be evil because they have killed somebody. That creates a stress for you. Or somebody is just there who is just bullying everybody, increases your fear and everything. That's another area of physical stress.
That's physical.
Or you are not able to rest. You work day in, day out, because either you are looking for money or the nature of the job. So you have no time to rest or sleep.
That's under physical.
You work all the time, no weekend for you, nothing. And at the end, you will just discover that you go through physical exertion, and before you know it now, there's a breakdown of body immunity and all that.
Yes, sir.
So, Bible says, do not be a busybody in other people's matters.
Yes.
You see two people fighting, just like Moses. You want to put your mouth, why are you fighting? What concerns you? Or they are whatever. I learned one thing when I travel abroad. I used to think these people are wicked, but I now discovered that they are managing a lot of things like stress.
Yes, sir.
If you go to, for example, America or Europe, and somebody falls inside a gutter or falls down, you can't touch the person. In Africa, we carry the person.
Immediately.
You can't touch. They will say, are you okay? Are you all right? I said, what do you mean? You saw somebody fall down. I said,
Are you not supposed to help immediately?
No, it's Africa. But you can't do that there. You know, because number one, there are a lot of issues in that place. The person may say because you touch him now, he has another problem. So that's, you understand. You know, so we should not put our mouth to what does not concern us.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Is it this physical stress we go through? A lot of that to do with ourselves, not minding our business. You know, we want to put out to what concerns this, we want to know why is this happening and whatever. And those things, whether you do or not, has nothing to do with you. It's not affecting you. So maintain your level of physical, you know, stress level.
Yeah, stay on your lane.
Stay on your lane. Stop stop putting your nose in what does not concern you. You want to be the solution to everything. You want to know what is happening here and tell this so that they will know that I'm the person that. You don't need that. You are creating stress for yourself. You know, try to relax, take it easy, calm down. You know, because the stress you are going through may trigger other, you know, physiological things that you don't.
Open you up to other diseases.
You know, so when you're talking about, you know, physiological now, we are talking about things that can affect the organs of your body through stress.
That's the physical category.
Physiological now. In physiological now, the organs of your body are engaged. You understand? Lack of sleep. Sleep is a biological necessity. It's not a physical adaptation. So you need to know that your body needs it. You know, even though we find it difficult in Africa to maintain 8 hours of sleep or whatever, you know, and they tell you that's the minimum. Means I've been struggling to keep on with that.
With 8 hours.
You know, but you see, the issue is that there are a lot of things that affect you that you should not, you know, dabble into, because when the stress level comes, if the physical body, state of the body is broken down, it affects everything. It's a system that works together.
Health Matters, a program featuring healthcare professionals teaching you how to take charge of your well-being and to let you know that God wants you to be healthy.